The elite understand this and want to make sure that we never realize this. Look at anything the mainstream media says. What are they constantly doing? They are trying to create division. Oh my god, Alex. What is InfoWars? Are you fucking what? Are you trying to unify the American people or keep them deathly afraid of things that aren't real? Like, holy shit.
I came up with a vaccine, with 3 vaccines.
No,
All
you didn't,
are
though.
very, very good. Came up with 3 of them in less than 9 months. It was supposed to take 5 to 12 years.
And yet more people have died under COVID this year, by the way, under Joe Biden, than under you. And more people took the vaccine this year. So people are questioning how...
Well, no, the vaccine worked, but some people aren't taking it. The ones that get very sick and go to the hospital are the ones that don't take the vaccine.
Oof.
But
there
it's still their choice.
So there you go, folks.
Vaccine,
all right. Shut it down. I mean, that's just a blatant lie.
Christmas Day 2021.
Oh my god. Yes.
I want to encourage our amazing...
Wait, what are you shilling? What are we thinking, chat? What's the over-under? What is this? Pills, creams, tonics, turmeric? Do you think it's going to be overpriced turmeric? There's that as well. What do you think? Dick pills? Oh, I hope it's dick pills. Dick pills would be great. A powder, you say. Erectile dysfunction pills. Dicks. Slop. I will say, the Serfs.tv chat, I'm disappointed by you. A severe lack of either dicks or using the dick emote. Meanwhile, the Twitch chat is all about the dick pills. They're just going off. Vagina pills. Interesting. There's a twist. Would you say vagina pills to achieve the DAP or the WAP? Because I'm sure Ben Shapiro would like to find some kind of a product that could prevent the moisturization of the vaginal areas. That's probably what he's looking for. Pills for cum flavor. I think it will be a cleanse. HRT for trans men. I'm going to say that's the least likely answer we've had yet, Ancient Paradox. I'll say that. A butt lavage. Oh, a butt lavage. There you are. Hobart Hoodlum. Thank you for the 300 bits. With the message, bits for the bit god. I appreciate that. Merry to you. And a happy holiday Yule. Anyway, sorry. We have to see what this is, okay?
Amazing listeners and viewers who have changed the world through your support of InfoWars to help take this fight against tyranny to the next level. And that's what ResetWars does. We've extended the sale of 25% off on the course, Mind Wars, Spirit Wars. It's 2 courses in 1.
Twist. Something none of y'all saw coming, and myself included. I will say, I did not think that he has a school. This is a new revelation to me. I didn't know there was an Alex Jones school. And yes, I will be attending. Let us see. ResetWars.com. Man, we were so off. All of us were just mind in the gutter, you know? Everyone's like, vagina pills, clitoral pills, penis pills, prostate pills. The special 25% off holiday discount will only be available until Saturday, December 25th. Shit! Are you prepared for the war on your freedom, mind, and soul? Make sure sound is turned on. Oh, fuck, I muted you. Join the Reset Wars risk-free. In this personal letter from InfoWars founder Alex Jones, you'll discover how to protect you and your family's freedom from the evil globalist agenda. Wow. Just saying that out loud, eh? From the evil globalist agenda currently underway. From the desk of Alex Jones, and this is to us personally. This is a personal letter from Alex. Dear fellow patriot, my name is Alex Jones. I'm going to assume if you're reading this letter, you already know who I am. You may have seen me on my own show, InfoWars, where every week we show tens of millions of people the truth behind what's actually going on in the world. Or you've probably seen my shows with my good friend, Joe Rogan, where we collectively across 3 episodes, we've amassed over 61 million views. But the point of this letter is not to talk about me. That's like a lot of the letter already. It's to talk about something very serious, which you must understand. There are very grave consequences if we collectively as a nation don't start taking action immediately. You need to read this before it's too late. Right now, I'm going to give you the hidden knowledge I've spent 28 years uncovering. My goal is for you to see the game the elites are playing. That's the only way to defeat these sick and twisted bodies of power. If you understand their game plan, you won't become a victim to it. After reading this, you'll understand the globalist political conspiracy that the Democrats have been hiding for decades. It's truly disturbing. Why these demon-worshipping groups of power are hell-bent on turning us slaves, and what you can do to fight back. What you must do immediately to protect yourself, your family, and your loved ones from this all-out assault on our personal... That's the longest I've ever done it. Oh man, that's the record. It hurts. The globalist political conspiracy that the Democrats have been hiding for decades. It's truly disturbing. Why these demon-worshipping groups of power are hell-bent on turning us into slaves, and what you can do to fight back. What you must immediately do to protect yourself, your family, and your loved ones from this all-out assault on our personal freedoms. How to break free from the mind control tactics that the CIA and the tyrannical mass media don't want you to know about. The 3 tactics used to deliberately lower your frequency. Okay, what? The 3 tactics used to deliberately lower your frequency in order to keep you under their control and much more? What does this mean? What is my frequency? That's such an odd turn of phrase. I'm going to be doing a D&D campaign with Sophie from Mars, and I'm going to be doing a Batman voice for most of it. You're going to do Batman for the whole thing? But wait, here's the question. Which Batman? There's a lot of Batmans, right? Like, there's obviously the movie Batmans, which are all just kind of like talking like this. But then there's like the animated Batman. It's like, hello, hi, Alfred, get me to the Batmobile. That's my favorite Batman voice. That one's a little hard to keep up. Alfred, you can help. Use the materials. I can't even say. Alex Jones has really fucked up my day. Christopher Nolan, I am the Knight. Oh, nice. Nice. Hey, did everyone hear that Michael Keaton is becoming Batman again? He's once again taking on his bat cape and bat crotch extender and all other bat nipple accessories. Michael Keaton is returning as Batman in the movie Batgirl. So there's that. Quivering, turning on Peter Dinklage. Why? Okay, I gotta be honest, all right? I am all about, as you know, my ending and abolishing racial hierarchies, racial oppression, all that kind of shit. But Peter Dinklage's recent comments trying to say that people didn't like the end of Game of Thrones because of, like, white people being bad or something like that was utterly absurd, because people didn't like Game of Thrones because the end of Game of Thrones was really shitty. It was just really, really bad. I don't wanna misquote him. Let me find out what he said exactly. Peter Dinklage, white people, Game of Thrones. Like, I'm not normally on the other side of the culture war in this, but this one was pretty ridiculous to me. Oh yes, Dinklage addressed the Game of Thrones fans in a recent interview about why people didn't like it. The actor said they wanted the petty white people to ride off into the sunset together. By the way, it's fiction, there's dragons in it, move on. Harsh words from Tyrion. No, I think they just didn't want it to be really shitty because they invested so much time into it. Especially, like, I read the books as well, and I was very sad with how things went down. There's nothing profound about some Hollywood loser like Peter Dinklage or some Twitch commie like Hassan disparaging white people for attention and clout. It's pretty mainstream. They do it for attention exclusively. It's a bizarre time that we're living in. I don't think he was doing it for attention. I think he was trying to explain why the use of that word doesn't have the same linguistic oppression that, say, using slurs against other groups would. Well, I still stand committed in saying that I don't think you should use slurs based on race against any group. Okay, I'm gonna not rehash that whole thing again. Frequency talks usually equals Scientology. Okay, wait. Human frequency. I need to know. I love Peter Dinklage as an actor. I do as well. Peter Dinklage is an absolute darling.
Frequency. Let's step it up a notch.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Frequency. Everything is vibration. Everything is waves. What is frequency? How can you tell frequency?
The frequency of a wave is measured in hertz. This refers to the number of oscillations the wave makes each second. Frequencies range from a billionth the size of an atom to the length of the universe itself. In theory, frequencies are infinite, so ultimately endless.
Let's say you engage with the conversation with the person, right? And that person starts talking about a person, right? And then all of a sudden you start talking about...
You have a conversation with a person, that person starts talking about a person. Okay, I'm on board so far.
The actions of the person, then all of a sudden what the person does, what the person's habits are, and then all of a sudden you feel like shit. Well, it's because you connected to that person's frequency and their actions and their habits, right?
And there it is. I also like in that last shot, fucking sad Keanu over here. It seems like this information really disturbed him because he gets like, he gets progressively more upset by it. Just watch.
All of a sudden what the person does, what the person habits are, and all of a sudden you feel like shit. Well, it's because...
Did you connect to his frequency? I think that's what happened there. Like in real time, he was connecting to his frequency, and then all of a sudden he was like, oh God, now I feel like shit, because you're talking about people feeling like shit. We're all connected, everybody. Anyways, the 3 tactics used to deliberately lower your frequency. Okay. So understand this, when we're looking back a few years from now, you're going to realize that your desire to find the truth was really what helped humanity win this war. Let's dive right in. Who are the elite and what is really... Wow, this is long. Who are the elite and what is really going on? It's been proven that there's a secret class of people, and a very few large corporate entities, who have formed groups together to control a majority of the wealth and power in the world. It is used to be that they would make their moves for a new world order in the shadows, but with the amount of information being constantly shared through the internet, this is no longer possible for them. Many individuals, including myself, wanted the general public to see these elite groups do in fact exist, and more importantly, we wanted everyone to see that. They want a global power structure to make it easier to control everyone's thoughts, speech, and actions. Make no mistake about it, these groups have been in control for hundreds of years. They're now seeing that the tactics which worked are no longer working. In the medieval ages, mind control used to be as simple as putting someone in a cage in the town square whenever they went against the king's orders, or even hanging them if they continued to break the rules. Citizens of the kingdom would see these public displays of torture, and it would program them to follow the king's rules. But in our advanced times, it's not that simple. The groups that are now in control know we're awakening. Because of the internet, we are quite literally experiencing a new renaissance. And remember, the renaissance came after the Dark Ages. Remember. The world before the internet was our modern day version of the Dark Ages. Think about all the information that everyday people now have, all of the secret teachings, all of the hidden knowledge, all of the information that the elite ruling class of people never intended for people like you and me to have access to. Having access to this information is part of what separated them from the general public. In fact, me sharing this information with you is extremely risky. Well, this is what I was going to get at, okay? Because eventually I was like, you have to really swallow a lot of like mental gymnastics to believe that Alex Jones almost exclusively, well, let's do this properly, you almost exclusively have figured out the secrets of how the world truly works. You have uncovered what you consider to be the cabal of global elites and how they're controlling the world, and you are the only one with this information, and you are willing to tell everyone this information for a price. Of course, why not? Like, why give it away for free? You know, but this is altruism. You're doing it because you want to help us and awaken our minds, and yet because you have found out these super incredible secrets about this massive global cabal that controls everything, we are unable to worry about your safety because they're not going to kill you because reasons. They could just basically Roblox Alex Jones, and if they Roblox Alex Jones, then the secrets would stay with Alex Jones, but they're not doing that. I bet, sorry, I might be ahead of myself. I bet he explains why. I'm currently being taken to court for talking about this on my show, InfoWars. No, that's not why you're being taken to court at all. This is just a complete lie. You're not going to court because you exposed the secrets about the global cabal. And sharing this in written form is probably only going to do more damage. But I don't care. People need to know the truth for a price, which is... they're terrified of the power we hold. They like, I'm sorry. I guess I don't know any real Alex Jones fans, like legitimate ones, like people who actually legitimately believe him. But like, could you make it through this and be like, wow, yes, take my money, please. 25% off for Christmas. And I'll know all the secrets of how the world really works. They know we want to break free from the systems they've spent decades creating. This year alone, many people started to see the game they play for what it truly is, and that's the last thing the elite want. This is why we see them pushing to convert the world into a system where we're dependent on one singular government. They plan for announcing a world ID, a world vaccine passport, and even a carbon passport that won't just tax you for your carbon use, but will actually tell you when and where you can go. All of this is the foundation for setting up a system where we are being forced to abide by their rules. This is what the elites have been working on to create, and it's called the Great Reset. If there's one singular ruling power of law which you're dependent on, and you decide to not follow their rules, you could be silenced. You might not be able to get a job, and just like the Soviet Union, you may be thrown into prison. You'll be forced to give in to the New World Order. By the way, can we just be real? I'm not one of the people who does the whole, like, you know, oh, fuck yes. The polls pop up in the chat. Fucking technology. That's money. I didn't know that. Awesome. Yeah, if you're at the serfs.tv, everybody, you can vote in a poll that says how much will the course cost. Less than 100, 101 to 250, 250 plus, 250 plus. Whoa, wait. You got to remember, it's Christmas. He said if you buy before the 25th, you get 25% off. So does that. Beer, Bash, Johnson.
I can do a pretty solid Alex Jones impression, lololol.
That was actually pretty good. Thank you very much for the tier 1. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, and I just want to say about the you know, I'm not simping for the USSR here by saying that like the whole idea of being thrown into prison. The United States has the largest prison population in human history, like ever, that human beings have ever had. Like 1% of the population is in prison. That's the most. They won. They won. You did it, US. You got like 5% of the world's population and 25% of the world's prisoners. So USA number 1. You'll be forced to give in to their new world order, and this is the game they're trying to play. Now, a logical person may ask, why do they want to do this to us? You have to think about who these psychotic people are. Imagine being born into a family and almost instantly you're worth billions of dollars. So it's just inherited billionaires. And you don't care about getting a good job, buying a new car, or raising a family. The next obvious conquest for them is to accumulate as much power as possible. And who's the most powerful individual in the world? God. Yes! Yes! These elites see people on their knees worshiping the glory of God. They see people asking for forgiveness from a loving God. Oh, forgive me, Lord. I have sinned. And following the principles laid out in the Bible. They see all this and have a sick and twisted desire to create that kind of power for themselves. They literally want to become God. Wow. They believe it's their destiny to become God. They want to oppress you. They believe you're inferior to them. When the elite look at normal, everyday people like you and me, Alex, you're an elite. You're super rich. You have an empire based on dick pills. Like, you've done it. I love when people are just like, well, you know, the rich elite class. Like, sure enough, you're not a billionaire, but you're definitely a multi-millionaire. Joe Rogan often brags about how rich you are. He's like, oh, that guy's loaded. That guy, he makes so much money selling all his dick pills. It's actually the opposite of what our founding fathers believed, which is that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, and that amongst them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, unless you're indigenous or black. These uber-wealthy globalists believe that only a few select deserve these unalienable rights, and that the majority of the individuals who make up our society are nothing more than a waste of space. I know it may sound crazy, but history will always repeat itself. Why is it that Stalin killed 20 million of his own people? Was it for kicks? Why is it that Mao killed over 50 million of his own people? It's because when you separate a group of people from God, someone is going to step in and try to play God. Is it like a sin to forget to capitalize it one time? It sounds demonic, and that's because it is. Oh my God. Oh yes. This just gets better and better. And again, we're not even halfway through. Have you been sold yet? Like, at this point, are you like, oh, wow, yeah, no, I got to get me some of this Alex Jones course. Due to the public nature of this letter, I'm not going to get into names of specific individuals. Fair enough, Alex. Got to keep it safe, you know? That's behind the paywall. They're already trying to put me in prison for telling you this, but there's undeniable amounts of evidence that the elites believe they're possessed by an off-world entity. Look at this symbol, including the obvious pentagram on the Democratic Party's 2020 campaign logo. Oh my God, it's also clear. I see it now. It also helps that you've got this massive one right beside it. Look at the gatherings these elite politicians and leaders get together, such as Bohemian Grove. Is this a clip from a movie? Look at all these pedophilia going on in politics and the information being revealed from Epstein's Island. It's alarming, I know. They're Satan-worshipping psychopaths trying to play God, and they have one goal in mind. Like, you know, Trump was one of the people who went there, right? They want to do everything they can to prevent the human race from realizing the potential of its power. What these Satan worshippers don't want you to understand. One of the most famous physicists of all time, Max Planck, was quoted, "All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force, which brings the particle of the atom to vibration and holds the most minute solar system of the atom together. We must assume behind this force is the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. This mind is the matrix of all matter. This conscious force which holds the atom together is what myself and many others believe to be God. All of religion in one way or another said is we are all connected. And what Max Planck was able to prove through this study of the atom is that the ancients have been saying all along, we are not just a body of physical matter, we are consciousness existing in a vessel of flesh and bones, all of us connected through this source of energy. One true power comes from coming together and raising our energy and kuming. Make no mistake about it, you are spiritual, being connected to this conscious force of energy. Look at this, it's a brain, but it's also gears? All of science shows that our thoughts are nothing more than a frequency being emitted. All of these emotions we experience from, I gotta admit, this is not where I saw this going. When I started this, I like, yeah, quantum woo. I didn't think that this is where it was going to lead. I like, you know, the global cabal, the elites, the pedophiles, all that stuff, Epstein, like, yes. I completely thought that's where we would go with this, but definitely not this at all. All of the emotions we experience from love to hate, each one affects the overall frequency we are emitting, and this is what shapes our level of consciousness. The purpose God intended for us here on Earth was to create heaven on Earth. Since we are all connected through consciousness, the only way to do that is to collectively raise the group consciousness. All right, here we are. For a price, of course. I mean, he wants this heaven on earth too. The elite understand this and want to make sure that we never realize this. Look at anything the mainstream media says. What are they constantly doing? They are trying to create division. Oh my God, Alex. What is InfoWars? Are you fucking, what? Are you trying to unify the American people or keep them deathly afraid of things that aren't real? Like, holy shit. Their goal is to make sure that we will realize that we're all connected together through our collective consciousness. The last thing they want us to do is to understand that God designed us to be a species connected together. This is also why we see a deliberate dumbing down of society. Someone operating a low frequency filled with thoughts of hatred, oppression, and depression. We will never realize that we're all one, and that's exactly what the elite want. They've been focused on figuring out ways to corrupt your mind. And now we get to the very classic Alex Jones. The CIA, this is a hell of a sales pitch. I mean, if you're just tuning in now, if you're like, what is Lance reading? I am reading Alex Jones' personal letter to you, the Patriot, to sell this weird course. I can't tell if it's a course or it's going to unlock just yet another letter. I would assume if you pay whatever the price will be for this, you'll just get to another link and it's just going to have more of this shit. Just like basically all of this, but more. And you know, thank you for the Christmas theme. This was when the US government was finding out about the power of psychedelics. They created an experimental trial where they would induce mind control on an individual under extreme doses of psychedelic drugs. They were then able to train these people to obey any command. A simple word can make one brainwashed victim grab a gun and hurt themselves. Well, this is on the extreme side of the spectrum for mind control. It was the building blocks for what they've been instituting in our society. They want to have total control over the thoughts that are currently going through your mind. What the CIA discovered with their MKUltra experiments. Oh my. You say at least $169.99? I'm gonna guess $200 and then 25% off $175. That's my official guess. What the CIA discovered. Just like our computer, our mind is programmed to perform according to the operating system we have installed. Fuck, that's what it's been all along. Got Windows 95 up here, so I don't have the high IQs. That's why I'm not the smart. It's the Windows 95. I need Windows Me. Our operating system is nothing more than the outcome of the programming that started in our early childhood, and what happened throughout our adult life. Some programming is good and can serve the individual, like being raised from a loving family with strong values. But some programming, like viruses, can harm the individual. They want us to install viruses into your mind in order to keep us from realizing your power. It's true. By using social conditioning, they install viruses of negative emotions, depression, anxiety, and many more. So I keep feeling I'm scrolling down, but I'm not making any progress. It's still still kind of stuck in the middle position. When we're first born, our minds are completely blank slates. It's why you see so many babies with a 1,000-yard stare. They're taking in all the data from the world around them, and they're trying to process it. The viruses start getting planted when we're young, through movies, television, music, and especially nowadays, social media. They want to program people with the belief that they're not enough and they're a flawed, worthless creature. How sick is that? This is their endgame. Make no mistake about it. This is an all-out war, but you have to understand, this isn't a physical war taking place on the front lines with tanks and soldiers. This is a mental war. The elite want to capture your mind so they can steal your soul. You see, that's what the Great Reset is about. If they take control and form a one-world government which tracks and monitors the behavior of every single individual, they can wage an all-out assault on both your mind and your soul. The way they keep you from connecting, you're almost supposed to have with your God, your family, and the people you care about the most. And in the end, to fulfill their sick and twisted desire to create hell on earth. My goal in writing you this letter is not to convince you this is happening. If I wanted to do that, I could write you a letter the length of a book, filled with, I mean, this is pretty fucking long, Alex. Like, Jesus Christ. Still globalists, calling it the Reset Wars, Section 1, Section 2. Oh, there's multiple sections. So Section 1, he's going to break down all the tactics currently being used. Okay. Section 3, what about Section 2? Mysterious. I'm going to show you the true goals of the Great Reset so you can understand it fully and explain it simply to anyone. Section 6, you'll discover 3 exercises you can easily do on a daily basis to raise your consciousness and protect yourself from toxic negativity of the mass media machine throws at you every day. And then jumping to Section 10, you'll see the science behind your connection to God and what the elite do to ruin this bond. Cool. I feel like you've pretty much given me everything I need to know about this. We put together a special offer for anyone reading this letter. Here it is, everybody. We're having a holiday special, 25% off for a limited time, taking the price down to just $222. Who had 222? I think we were all wrong. I was close. I was pretty damn close. Okay, I had 200. It's retailing at $297 or more in the near future. Okay, but they took 25% off, arriving at 222. This would be a good drinking game. Take a shot every time he mentions globalists and take 2 for mentioning the elites and so on. You would all be so sloshed. If we were playing a Christmas drinking game to this, sorry I'm sidetracked, I'm queuing up the next QAnon drops. COINTELPRO never ended. It continued in Canada after the failed drug tests. Oh my. We're going down multiple rabbit holes. I can't watch a 1 hour and 11 video right now about COINTELPRO, but I'll take your word for it, and Alex's. Here's why we need to take action right now. Currently, there's an active subpoena out for me. They're trying to take me to court so they completely shut down InfoWars along with my products, and possibly even send me to prison. They've already shut me down on all social media platforms. You see, this is why Alex Jones is built different. Like, everyday people, when they get subpoenaed and they're going to court, they might be a little bit scared, but no, Alex Jones, where other people would see crisis, he sees opportunity. He's like, you know what, let's launch Reset Wars and get more people funneling me money. They end up getting rid of me. You'll be able to access the truth. You won't be able to share the truth with the people. We know how to fight back. This is why it's important if you act now before it's too late. Try it risk-free, eh? But do I have to give up my credit card to try it risk-free? I bet you do. Confirm your email address. Okay. Putting in my email, submitting. All access. Finally, you have done it. You now need to pay $222.75, savings of $74.25. It went right to this. There was no free trial. There was just pay. This is a pre-sale. The access will be emailed to you within 24 hours. I don't even get to, like, it doesn't unlock automatically. I have to wait 20. Well, I'm pretty afraid, and I want to know all about the globalist cabal of the elites and how I can destroy them and free my mind and connect with God, which all sounds amazing. Ooh, but I gotta wait a day, eh? That's fine, Alex. Take your time. Take your time. No rush. No rush. Yeah, more lies. Who did that one, Alex? Was it the globalists? I understand I'm not going to be able to reach every individual out there, but again, I understand the power of humans connected together. I know when you consume the content inside Reset Wars, you're going to understand the agenda right now. I want you to understand this because we need you. Quite literally, I'm asking you for your help. Well, no, you're more asking for my money. I'm going to take all the risk off the table for you. Guarantee, again, all content aside, Reset Wars is 6 hours in total. You can watch it in a day or a weekend, but I'm going to give you a full 30 days to watch the content aside. This is my gold standard guarantee. I'm not a fan of what I have to say, or if you don't believe this is the best content available online to help you escape games and the elite, I'm willing to send your money back right away. I don't believe you, though, see, because you're like a professional liar. So I'm pretty sure that you would do everything in your power to keep the money that I've sent you. You'll still get a refund sent to you the same day, but you won't even give me the unlock code to get the Reset Wars login for 24 hours. How are you going to get it back to me the same day? There's 2 possible decisions you can make. If you've gotten this far into reading this letter, true. Like, if you've gotten this far, you're pretty much like, it's a done deal. You know, you're willing to take the ticket, take the ride. You believe what I've said so far. You know that the world is at risk of falling into the control of these evil, power-hungry elites, but it's up to you whether or not you want to do something about it. I've said for thousands of years, knowledge is power. Yes, many people have said that. Thank you for taking the time to read this fucking letter. You mean essay? Yours truly, Alex Jones. Not a bad signature, though. Oh, there's a PS. PS. If you're one of those scrolls to the bottom to see what this is all about kind of people, let me give you a quick rundown. Oh my god, is it the whole thing again? Right now, there's an all-out war. Yeah, fuck. It's called Reset Wars. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, but there's one source. Oh, nice. Project MKUltra. Well, that's good. That's good. The content of this program, entitled Reset Wars, is designed for instructional and educational purposes only. It's expressed the views, opinions, and analysis of Alex Jones and Alex Jones exclusively. As such, the content is not intended to represent or warrant the accuracy or truthfulness of any particular statement or any information disseminated therein. And accordingly, Alex Jones, as well as any individuals or entities participating in the production and distribution of Reset Wars, disclaim any and all warranties or representation of the nature whatsoever. Gotta be careful these days, you know? There's that. Instead of paying $222, just listen to Knowledge Fight talk about it. Oh, Knowledge Fight did an episode. Today, Dan and Jordan examined a bit of the preview interview about the next big project, Reset Wars installment, and Jen's meet a promotional obsessed hypnotist who is impossible to die, who helped create Alex's Reset Wars. I am 100% going to listen to this episode at my own leisure. Oh, they actually looked up the... Wait, I thought that was like one of the founding fathers of psychology. Where is it? The Satan worshippers, the vibrations, negative emotions, mental war. Was his name like Max Blank or something? Is it Max? Max Karl Ernst Ludwig Planck was a German theoretical physicist whose discovery of energy quanta won him the Nobel Prize. All right. Planck made many substantial contributions to theoretical physics, but his fame as a physicist rests primarily on his role as the originator of quantum theory. Cool. Which revolutionized human understanding of atomic and subatomic processes. In 1948, the German scientific institution Kaiser Wilhelm Society renamed the Max Planck Society, which now includes 83 institutions representing a wide range of scientific directions. I'm probably mispronouncing that name, though.
Max Planck.
Oh no, Max Planck. Max Planck. So this is a famous theoretical physicist who I'm assuming is being taken completely out of context by Alex Jones, or maybe misunderstood by Alex Jones in order to find God. Both religion and science require their belief in God. For example, God is the beginning, and for physicists, he is the end to all considerations. As a man who's devoted his whole life to the most clear-headed science, I can tell you that my research about the atom is much. There's no such matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force which brings the particular of the atom to vibration, which holds the most minute solar system of the atom together. See, this is way more fascinating to me than whatever Alex Jones thinks this means. I found a fun shirt for you. Quit tuning the frog's gate. Doesn't what's his face? Doesn't Lucid have that one? Wilco says, you've heard of Planck's constant, right? Planck's constant. The Planck constant is a fundamental physical constant denoted as h and is fundamental importance to the quantum mechanic. The photon energy is equal to the frequency multiplied by the Planck constant. Due to mass energy equivalence, the Planck constant also relates to the mass of frequency. Interesting. No, I never took physics in school. I took biology. That was my science elective. But also, I'm not taking Brain Force Plus right now, so I don't have the high IQ powers.
Until Christmas Day. Ladies and gentlemen, help give your friends, your family, your neighbors the gift of being aware of how the globalists are manipulating them and trying to break their will. And please give yourself and the whole world the gift of keeping InfoWars on the air at this critical time. Without your support, we would have already been shut down. With your support, we're not just going to stay on air. We're going to take the fight to the next level, because now is the historic point. Now is the inflection point, and it's all about Reset Wars. 25% off through Christmas Day at resetwars.com. Get the course now.
This is kind of haunting.
Thank you for calling the offices of Alex Jones Productions, Infowars.com, and PrisonPlanet.tv. To place or check on the status of an order from the InfoWars shop, please press 1. If you have questions or comments about your PrisonPlanet.tv subscription, please press 2. To leave a message regarding a news tip, press 3. To reach the media hotline, press 4. To hear other departments, press 5. To hear these options again, press star.
Which one do you think would get a human being? Maybe 2?
You have reached the PrisonPlanet.tv customer service line. For a quicker response, please email subscribers@PrisonPlanet.tv. If you choose to leave a message, please clearly leave your name, phone number, and the email used for your subscription. We will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
The person at extension 4411 is unavailable. Please leave your message after the tone. When done, hang up or press the pound key.
You didn't pick up. We're not experiencing the same vibrations. What's going on here, Alex? I wanted to speak to someone about my vibrations.
So maybe Candace Owens got COVID, maybe she didn't. But see, Trump seems to buy into it. Trump buys into the COVID obsession. He's like, oh, you didn't get COVID? How is that possible? It's like, oh, no way, you're like a miracle. They say, oh. It's like, no, that can't be.
What? InfoWars sells face masks? You goddamn hypocrites. What the hell? No. I will not consent. I will not submit.
Possible you must have gotten the vaccine. Maybe Candace probably did get COVID. She probably got sick over the last 2 or 3 years. She just never got tested, never went to a hospital because she's fine. She doesn't live in fear. She doesn't let the media drive her into a panic. So it's like people ask me, like, have you gotten COVID? I guess. I mean, I've been sick a couple times this year. I don't know if it's COVID or not. And then there's this other thing, too, where it's like, people, you know, your mind is such a powerful thing. It really is. And, you know, the old saying, mind over matter, there's a lot of truth to that. So there's so many people that bought into the obsession with COVID, bought into the fears of COVID. And as soon as they had a sniffly nose or a runny nose or a little cough or anything, they panicked. They went and got tests. They went to the hospital and COVID. Oh my gosh. When prior to the media propaganda on...
Clean up your room.
InfoWars, it's like 800,000 dead Americans. What are you talking about? Well, people just like took this so seriously. I don't understand. What the hell? Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, we beseech thee to smite down our enemies. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your humble court jesters, here to amuse you. To our lords, Trevor R., we give thanks for this spit of land for us to eke out this meager existence. To our knights, Merid, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Ellie Leslie, Alex P., Brandon, Words Greenwood, Nate, that one guy, Hagbird Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Coulter Smith, Val 9000, Jenna Tall, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, The Tim Caucus, Multi Mondi, Trevor Yanis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojack, Cern 42, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Nkosin, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Josh Mickelson, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our flag in a veil, and we salute you, our friends.